Chris Brown, Steve Tasker with you. Pleased to be joined now by the man in the pivot, Connor McGovern, number 66 in your program, number 1 in your heart. Thanks for giving us some time, Connor, first and foremost. How you're pretty much at the end of this thing. Camp's like, I know it continues back at One Bills Drive, but
it's different when you get back.
One more practice here.
I know, it's crazy. One less sleep tonight, and we're back home. And camp, we're still in camp, but it's a lot different when you're sleeping in your own bed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and it has. You see the benefit. I mean, the guys got to acknowledge the benefit of being together all the time and getting to know each other.
Yeah, that helps the team chemistry tremendously when you're with each other 24/7. You're away from all the other distractions, so it just helps a lot. It's good to get away for a little bit.
Are mustaches part of the bonding experience? You've got one. Josh has got one.
Yeah.
Who else is growing stashes right now?
There's 3 of us. It was supposed to be a whole offensive thing, but guys are like, I don't look good with it. And it's not about looking good. It's about being a team. So it's me, David Edwards, and Josh.
Okay.
Three of you?
Three,
There's like 27.
Yeah. We got to grow the group here.
It really was me and Dave first. We hold true. And then Josh finally joined in with us. He was giving a lot of pushback on it, but he finally gave way to
Maybe
us.
No Shave November. You can pick up a few guys.
Ask my wife first.
You're a smart man. I'll give you credit on that one.
We were a lot of things coming into this camp we were surprised by, and you let the cat out of the bag early in OTAs and mini camps. People were saying, well, we lost Mitch. Mitch is going to go. What's going to happen? They're going to move McGovern. And when you got in, you said, yeah, this is me. I'm going to do this. And how has it gone? You feel good about it, and Josh?
I love it so far. It just feels natural going back. Me and Josh at the beginning, you know how it is, OTAs, off-season. It's easy just getting the snaps. But when the pads come on, live bullets, we're just finding each other's rhythm where we where I like his hands, where he likes placing his hands, just getting natural and getting in that groove with each other. And we found that, and I think we're starting to gel more and more each day.
Right.
So we go into this first preseason game. That's your first live bullets there, and I know you feel like you've made all the adjustments necessary because I know Mitch used to snap it a little different. He used to stick it in Josh's left hand, you were saying.
So Mitch was tendency to throw it over on the left butt cheek, so that's where Josh was used to the past 4 years over there, so we've been working him back towards
the
center.
middle.
Yep.
Okay. And what are you trying – I mean, we don't know how much you starters are even going to play in this first preseason game. We have no idea. If you
find out, let me know.
Okay, well, let's just say you are.
Yeah.
What are you going to try to take from those first live bullets being, in the pivot now? What do you kind of want to have? What's on your checklist?
Yeah, I would say the first and foremost, the biggest checkbox is communication. I feel like last year at times that's where it broke down. The 5 of us might be on the same page, but tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, we might be all over the place. If all 11 of us are playing the same football, even if all 11 of us are wrong, but we're wrong together, we're right. So that's what I think is the biggest box we got to check first.
Yeah, and when the plan is for you to go in, and last year you guys were unbelievably blessed. All 5 of you guys taking all 100% of the snaps except one series in the Miami game when
Deion got
his
hand
split. Yeah. Probably not going to happen again like that.
In my 6 years, that's the first time it's ever happened.
Right. Law of averages.
So your offensive line coach, he's got you shifting guys around. He's got you moving guard, center, and how's Van Pran Granger doing? And he's moving around. And
so he's doing well. I would say Seth has done an excellent job. Very high football IQ, learning how to play both guards, and center. And then you have Alec Anderson doing the same thing. Right. Ryan Vandermark on both tackles.
Right.
Just guys just being ready to play wherever. You saw this week me and Deion started getting less reps, just to get other guys 1 reps in there, just getting used to what's going to happen this weekend and following weeks where the ones might not get everything, just guys working with each other. It's just all about building that team chemistry together.
A lot has been made about how much turnover there's been at the receiver position. You got, a couple of new young guys in the backfield. You got Davidson back from ACL injury at the tight end spot. Nobody's talking about the line because the line is kind of a given. I think it's an underrated part of why this offense is probably not going to miss a beat this year. Because you got the quarterback back there, and you guys are essentially the same. I mean, maybe Alec is your new 6th offensive lineman in heavy packages going jumbo. But other than that, everybody's the same up front. How much of a continuity value is that, for this offense going forward?
It's a huge value, especially another year, all of us under Cromer, just learning that technique. You had me coming in last year in Cybo, our first years with Cromer, getting used to that. You saw how big of a jump Spencer made, Deion made. And then now just all of us, David Edwards had him his first 2 years in the league in L.A., so just all of us now know each other, how we play, how Cromer sees it. We all see it the same way, and I think it's just huge. And then the guys behind us, too, are doing the same thing.
Give us some insight into conversations you guys are having about what the offense feels like under Brady.
Oh, we love it. We're run heavy. You see it, we're focusing on, He makes sure he comes to the O-line room, sees what we like. I think it's a big aspect this year. We had the running backs in our offensive line meetings to see how we want to set up the blocks, how they think about hitting the holes, just little stuff like that where we didn't do enough last year. And I think that's going to set us up for even more success than then just be able to have play actions off that, throw it down the field if we need to. So we have so many weapons right now.
All right, so now we got to get to the pizza discussion. So obviously you've had the pizza parties. I think you even did that back in Dallas, right?
Yep, it started in Dallas.
Okay, and so you continued it here. Attendance, I would think, is good. You know, offensive linemen and food, they go together naturally.
There's a waiting list now, and the people are
waiting list?
Yep,
Oh, wow.
So we average.
What, do you not have enough seating at the house, or do you have
it's
specific
so much,
undisclosed location where this happens?
So
I don't need the location. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, so usually about 30-some people come to the house.
Okay, so it's the
significant
house.
others,
Right.
kids are always allowed. Coaches come, and then people keep hearing about it, and they keep trying to get invited. So if someone misses, you're out. You get moved right down the bottom of the list.
Wow.
And then someone else gets invited in.
I like
and
it.
Then, so
Wow.
you'll be surprised. A lot of the smaller guys that get invited, once they're invited, they don't miss it. They show up first. Like Trent Sherfield last year, he got the first invite. He was always the first one there afterwards.
Wow.
And it's hard to get that spot back. You got to keep working your way back up.
Man, it's like a high-end restaurant right to the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just talk about pizzas because I was fortunate enough to go on a family trip. I took my family. We went to Napoli. We were in Italy, southern Italy and everything. I took a pizza-making class, learned a couple of tips there. What kind of dough are you using?
I make everything from scratch. So
so you make your own dough.
Yep. So I get my flour imported.
Okay.
So I use a mixture of type 00 and semolina, and then I have other ingredients I put in there, but I like to keep that a little secret.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And then with respect to cheese, so I'm taking this pizza-making class. I'm in Napoli. I'm in Italy. So the guy's like, oh, this cheese is local. It doesn't get shipped. It doesn't get imported unless you got a lot of money. Like, that's what makes their pizza, they claim.
Yeah.
This special kind of cheese.
Was it a fresh mozzarella? Or
no, it was. I'm not even going to remember the name of it. I did take notes at home, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it was called. But I'm thinking, like, how do you get your hands on that cheese if you're not in southern Italy? So I don't know. Like, they claim it's a game changer. I'm going to be honest. I didn't taste too much of a difference.
Like I do a 3-cheese blend. Like I get a special cheese. It's brick cheese. It's called.
Okay.
It's only made in Wisconsin, so I get that shipped down.
Okay.
Everything else you can find locally. Like you want to do like a low moisture mozzarella, so it melts evenly in the oven. Because of high, like regular mozzarella is very wet, so that's why it's good for the like high heat ovens, like 800, 900 degrees, cook fast. But then I do a little Asiago in there too.
Now, do you have a wood burning?
No, I do everything out of my normal oven. I just have steel plates put into my oven, so it gets even hotter.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask.
More heat conduction.
So I had an outdoor gas oven back in Texas, but I almost burnt off my eyebrow, so my wife made me get rid of it.
Got a little too close peeking in at the pizza,
I was
or
fixing
whatever.
one of the burners because it was shooting off the wrong way. I fixed it and it shot a fireball.
Whoa!
So it singed my hair, and like I had a red line going across my forehead. Come in, my wife's like, "Did you get flour?" Because it's yellow. My hair's yellow. She's like, "Did you get flour in your hair?" I was like, "No." She rustled my hair, and all the hair just kind of, you could just smell the singed hair. Yeah. She's like, "All right, that's
You're lucky
it."
you didn't get that. Man, you're lucky.
That's the kind of
the
kind of sacrificial commitment we're looking for with pizza, right?
You got to be able to get in and be little test subjects sometimes.
Yeah. And word has clearly gotten around because a local restaurant here brought you in to kind of throw some dough around a little bit. Or?
We were at Vern's. It was the night before the first off day. We had an O-line dinner there. A couple other groups were there too. And halfway through, the manager comes up and he's like, "You want to get down behind the oven?" I was like, "Sure, for what up?" And he's like, "The chef wants to make pizza with you." So I was down there tossing it up, having a good time with them, making special pizzas, and he let us take it back.
Okay.
Very nice.
Now, here's the one thing that I did learn in Naples, Italy. They don't toss it up in the air. It's just working the hands around the edge. They said all that stuff you do in the U.S. is
it's for a show.
Yeah, they're just like that's not like. They're so proud over there. It's unbelievable. I was just like, all right, like fine, like we can work it with the hands and stuff, but they don't throw it up in the air. They claim. So I don't know, but yeah, cool.
Give us an idea now as we're going to close this out. Let's talk a little bit about this game, first preseason game. Any inklings about how much you guys or if you guys will play? Obviously, if Josh is going to be in there, you're going to be snapping to him.
Yeah, exactly. It just comes out, and I think we'll find out tomorrow doing walkthroughs, a little bit more Friday. If I had to guess, last year I think we did a series or two the first game.
Yeah.
It's more about getting the young guys in there feeling it, and then as the preseason goes on, I think we'll play more and more.
Right.
Do you feel like I know you're talking about communication and it being on the checklist, but with everybody essentially being the same, and I mean David Edwards was your jumbo guy last year, do you just feel like it's you hit the ground running when you guys got here? Because I know that there's install and there's things to learn and all of that stuff and getting in sync, but I have to believe you guys felt like you could really hit the ground running and just kind of pick up where you left off.
Yeah, definitely. I would say even more so than last year. Last year, it was me and Cyber both getting in there. We were getting used to both sides. Now everyone's played with each other. Even though I've never played next to Cyber, I know how he sets just by watching last year.
Okay.
David Edwards, the same thing. So it was kind of just the first few days, like, out. And then once we all clicked, we were off and set. We didn't need the multiple weeks like last year and get the multiple preseason games. We're already there.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you guys feel, I don't know, maybe you don't feel this burden at all, but you know there's a lot of change going on the defensive side of the ball, a lot of veteran leadership out of the lineup, new guys filling roles. You know, it may take them a couple of weeks to kind of get all their ducks in a row and play lights out defense like we're used to seeing them. Does that even register with you guys? Like, hey, you know, maybe we want to put a few more touchdowns on the board early in the season if we can, and kind of so those guys can kind of figure it out, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that even enter your consciousness?
We try not to think about it. Then you're overthinking things. You're like, like if this happens. We just try to focus just one drive at a time. Like, if we could control the ball as long as we can and give our defense a break, I think that's the best thing. If we could just run that ball, eat up as much clock, then they don't have to be on the field. They can just worry about rushing. I think that's what it comes down to.
Right. Well, Connor, thanks for coming in and spending some
having
time
me.
with us. I'm glad you're in one piece. Hope you guys stay all in one piece again this year.
Thank you.
What a season it was. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Stay healthy. All right. Look forward. Good luck in the preseason and obviously in the regular season.